It was a perfect place to kill somebody.
Did a young girl have to die? Tonight, the ABC 15 investigators expose how a Valley City ignored the warnings and failed to shut down what's being called a haven for crime. Thanks for choosing us tonight. I'm Katie Rammel.
And I'm Steve Irvin. Tonight, ABC 15 investigator Josh Bernstein looks for answers for the community and accountability for that murder victim's family.
Emergency. I think there's someone dead under this tunnel.
A frantic phone call.
Okay, where are you at?
Two young boys make a gruesome discovery.
What they found was a young female's body.
The victim of a brutal attack.
He literally crushed her head with boulders.
A mother confronted with a frightening reality.
She was 15 years old.
Just a kid.
She was my youngest.
Ivor Herman's naked body was found here inside this metal culvert in El Mirage. A dark and eerie crime scene so graphic and disturbing, we've censored many of the images taken at the scene.
Those are her shoes. Those are her glasses.
The alleged killer, an ex-boyfriend.
They removed his clothing and they found numerous cuts, abrasions, and contusions.
Thomas Odom looks more like the boy next door than a cold and callous killer, but the crime he's accused of committing is so heinous, prosecutors have charged this 16-year-old boy as an adult.
And I don't even know why he did it.
But did she have to die? Could Ivor Herman's murder have been prevented? Our investigation is about to expose how residents have been complaining about crime in the culverts for years, and how the city of El Mirage has ignored their concerns and the dangers that are lurking inside.
It's a hazard no matter how you look at it.
Jeff Zaharia is a vocal and active resident of El Mirage.
The opportunity for crime there is overwhelming.
The culverts are riddled with graffiti.
There aren't even no trespassing signs.
Kids in the area use them as crosswalks. It's even highlighted in the police reports.
Those culverts need to be shut down.
The homeless use them for shelter, but the city's own records reveal violent criminals are using the culverts for something else.
You can scream your lungs off and no one up on the surface street will hear you.
It's not the first time something like this has happened.
2 years ago, there was another violent attack.
Pretty similar case. Girl's about the same age as your daughter.
Only she got to live. I did it.
A young girl was walking through this culvert. Oscar Gonzalez pleaded guilty to grabbing her from behind, throwing her to the ground, and sexually assaulting her. The attack took place just yards away in another culvert, but the police reports are almost identical. Both mention a history of crime in the culverts. One report clearly states that once inside the tunnel, a person can be concealed from the public eye in the surrounding neighborhood.
It was a perfect place to kill somebody.
Did the city ignore the dangers?
2 violent attacks within a 2-year period down in those culverts.
He's City Councilman Ben Lewis.
The city, back in January of 2009,
Almost a year after the attack, the city of El Mirage looked into fencing off the culverts.
these are 3 bids that came into the city.
The cost?
Not much.
Less than $30,000.
Do you think your daughter would be alive had the city fenced in that culvert?
Yeah, I do. Could have saved a life. Maybe more.
Pretty hard to hear from a mother who just lost her daughter.
We were trying to interview Councilman Lewis when City Attorney Rick Flan repeatedly interrupted our conversation.
Do you want to sit down?
No. You sit down and we'll talk to you.
I mean, we'd be more than happy to sit down and talk to you.
The city attorney claims Iva's murder was unavoidable
Did the city fail here?
I don't believe the city failed.
and says there's nothing the city could have done to prevent the attack.
There is something you could do about it. I mean, in 2009, the city looked into fencing in these culverts.
Correct.
A year after, another teenage girl was brutally raped in one of your culverts.
And your question?
I guess my question is what's taking so long to make it happen?
Well, what happened with that one is the city was informed what they intended to do. Putting up the fences could not be done because that is a floodway.
In fact, the city attorney tells ABC 15 that Maricopa County Flood Control told the city it had to reject the bids because they weren't up to code.
Mr. Calvert?
And Lance Calvert, the director of Public Works, says,
I've got emails and documentation reflecting our discussions.
ABC 15 requested copies of those emails, and they confirm what Maricopa County Flood Control has been saying all along. The first time the city of El Mirage contacted the county about enclosing the culverts was 2 weeks after Ivor Herman's murder. In an email to the county, the public works director says just recently a teenage girl was killed by her boyfriend in a culvert. Another email states the situation is very political. Lance Calvert goes on to state this wouldn't have saved the girl, but they're asking for ideas.
Did the city drop the ball on this?
In my humble opinion, absolutely. It needed to be done a long time ago.
Let's say you fix the problem now before somebody else gets hurt or somebody else has this happen to their child.
According to those emails, Maricopa County Flood Control told the city of El Mirage it's okay to enclose the culverts. But it's been 2 months and nothing's happened. You can see the culverts are still wide open. We've posted those emails and our conversations with the city online at abc15.com. Log on and let us know what you think. We'll share your comments.